Hello there. If you're a woman in your middle years, then this is for you. As I often say in this broadcast, my aim here is to help you make midlife the best season of your life. Happy New Year again. Now, I want to share with you how you can protect your mental health in this new year. Your mental health is very essential to the quality of your life. What do you think of? What do you focus on? What do you do and how you feel are all very important to the outcomes you get out of life. The Bible says in Proverbs 4:23, keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it springs the issues of life. So you see, your mental health is very, very important. So how can you prioritize your mental health in this new year? Number one, you must be very intentional about what you focus on. At midlife, it's so easy to focus on the pains of yesterday, what has gone wrong, what should have been, what you ought to have done, who should have done what, and who shouldn't have done what. But you've got to be very intentional. The brain prefers to focus on what could go wrong. So you must be very intentional in rooting out those negative thoughts. The Bible says in Philippians 4, it says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, are noble, are just, what things are pure, are lovely, what things are of good report, if there is any virtue or if there's anything praiseworthy, meditate on these things. So you've got to constantly audit your focus, the things you meditate on. What am I thinking of? Why am I thinking of this at this time? How is this making me feel? And if you find out that it's not making you feel right, then intentionally redirect your focus. Number two, you've got to regulate the influence of external forces on your emotions. Some of us, we allow external forces to dictate how we feel. So if you find out that there's something out there in an environment that makes you feel bad, separate yourself from it. For some of us, it will amaze you. It's the social media handles of some people. The social media world is a fake world. Everybody looks right. Everybody's having a nice time. Everybody's having a good time. But if you find out that there's a particular person's social media handle that is making you always feel uncomfortable or look down on yourself or feel less worthy, then separate yourself from it. It may be the presence of some persons. It may even be their counsel or their advice. So distance yourself from whatever it is. Delete, block if you have to. Now, you also need to be an observer and controller of your life. Choose to be a thermostat and not a thermometer. What do I mean by this? A thermostat controls and regulates, but a thermometer fluctuates up and down based on the temperature of the environment. Don't be a thermometer, be a thermostat. Be in control of your life, okay? Now, you've got to be very selective of who you permit into your personal space this year. Avoid people who dispense negativism. A lot of people are good at dispensing negative energy by the things they say, by the things they do, or even by their own attitude, even before they say anything. So you want to distance yourself from those kinds of people. You may have discovered that certain people make you exhausted. By the time you leave the presence of some people, you're so exhausted, you're so drained because they've drained everything, your internal energy. You want to distance yourself from such people for the sake of preserving your mental health this year. Now, another way you can enhance your mental health this year is by choosing to forgive people in advance. What do I mean? Just make up your mind that you will not be offended by the actions of other people. Don't even wait for them to say sorry before you forgive. Supposing they never say sorry, would you be feeling offended forever? That's food for thought. Now, you've got to be responsible for your life and actions. Own your own experiences. Cherish the good, change the bad, but accept what you cannot change. And then strive to become financially independent. When you are dependent on somebody for your finances, for your well-being, and for everything, you give that person control of your life. Another way you can enhance your mental health this year is do not let the actions of other people determine how you feel. People just do what they do, but how you react determines the outcomes you get. Assert yourself when you should. It is wise. The greatest wisdom you can have is to know when you should speak and when you ought not to speak. And then lastly, as I said, get out of the goalpost of your life and play in the midfield. Action breeds confidence. Inaction breeds fear. And guide your heart with all diligence, for out of it comes the issues of life. The battle is always first lost in the mind. Always remember that. The battle is always first lost in the mind. All the lies the enemy feeds you with, once he gets you to believe that, you've already lost the battle in your life. Remember that as a man thinketh, so is he. I pray for you in this new year that your mental health will be sound. The Bible says God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Cheers to a great 2022, and God bless you.